Shri Shri Radhamulidhar Radhagovinda Gaur Premananda Shri Papa Ki Jai. Our Lord is some of the ways. Jai Shri Vrindayai Tulsidevyai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Paradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha Vrindayai Tulsidevyai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Paradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha Vrindayai Tulsidevyai Priyayai Keshavashacha Vishnu Bhakti Paradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha Srimati Tulsimani Ki Jai. Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Radha Krishna Sevapado Hey Adivasi
Radha Krishna Seva Bhavo Hey Adivasi
Jai Tamarasana Lore Tara Vancha Purna Hoy
Tamarasana Lore Tara Vancha Purna Hoy
Kripa Kori Koro Tari Vrindavana Vasi
Kripa Kori Koro Tari Vrindavana Vasi
Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
More Adivasi Lakshmi Vasi Nayane Herbosada Yugalo Parasi Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Vedana Daro Sakiranu Gata Koro
Nivedana Daro Sakiranu Gasakoro
Seva Adikara Diya Koro Nijadasi
Seva Adikara Diye Koro Nindradasi
Seva Adikara Diya Koro Nijadasi
Seva Adikara Diye Koro Nindradasi
Namo Namah Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah
Dina Krishna Dasi Koi He Jena Mura Hoy
Nino Krishna Dasi Koi Jena Mora Hoy
Dina Krishna Dasi Koi He Jena Mura Hoy
Nino Krishna Dasi Koi Jena Mora Hoy
Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jena Vasi
Radha Govinda Premi Sada Dina Basi
Radha Govinda Preme Sada Jena Vasi
Radha Govinda Premi Sada Dina Basi
Namah. Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah.
Tulasi Krishna Prayasi Namo Namah.
Yani Kani Chapapani Brahma Charikani Cha Tani Tani Pranashante Parakshana Pare Pare.
Yani Kani Chapa Pani Ramana Tani Kani Chap Tani Tani Parashanti Kanachana Pari Pari.
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani. Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Tulsi Maharani.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Jaya Vrinda Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi. Jaya Devi, Jaya Vrinda Devi.
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tosadevyai Priyayai Keshavashacha. Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha. Vrindayai Tosadevyai Priyayai Keshavashacha. Vishnu Bhakti Pradevi Satyavachanamo Namaha. Srimati Tosamani Ki Jai.
Jai Tulsi Maharani.
Shri Shri Radhamudar Radha Govinda Gaur Premananda Supapa Ki Jai. All the roses, some of the ways. Shri Guru Charahana Padmaha Kevala Bhakati Sadmaha Bando Mui Savadana Mate Yahara Prasade Mahai Ebhavatori Yahai Krishna Prapti Hoya Hoy Te Guru Mukha Padma Vakyaha Chitte Te Korviya Aikyaha Arana Kariho Mane Asha Shri Guru Charahane Rati Ese Utama Gati
Viprasade Puri
Sarva
Asha
Chakriyana Jyote
Jame Jame Krasute Jame Prakashito Rakiya Vikriya
Jagannathi Yate
Gaya Charito Shivukara Sindhu Aranochandala Okirano Kirakimana Shila Prabhupada Kirakimana Prabhupada Yate Homo Vipadachaya Vyasa Vishnu Chudamana Shila Prabhupada Kita Pavana Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Jagadguru Prabhupada Jaya Jagadguru Srila Prabhupada Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Gauravani Pracharine Krishna Sunyavadi Asakari Sakarine Jaya Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Asti Gaura Bhakti Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Feet of our spiritual master, the only way by which we can attain pure devotional service. I bow down to his lotus feet with great awe and reverence. By his grace, one can cross the ocean of material suffering and obtain the mercy of Krishna. My only wish is to have my consciousness purified by the words emanating from his lotus mouth. Attachment to his lotus feet is the perfection that fulfills all desires. He opens my darkened eyes and fills my heart with transcendental knowledge. He is my Lord, birth after birth. From him ecstatic preemanates, by him ignorance is destroyed. The Vedic scriptures sing of his character. Our spiritual master is the ocean of mercy, friend of the poor and Lord and master of the devotees. O Master, be merciful unto us, Give us the shade of your lotus feet. Your fame is spread throughout the three worlds. We take shelter of your lotus feet. Baba Ki Jai. Namaste Narashinhaya Kalanhaladaya Hare Hiranyakashi Purashaha Shiva Sankara Hare Yato Nishrinha Bhagato Nishrinho Yato Yato Yami Tato Nishrinha Hare Nishrinho Hiraye Nishrinho Nishrinamadim Sharanam Prapade Tasarakam Lavare Atam Adita Shrinham Jarita Hiranyakashiku Sana bring home Keshavadrita Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jai Jagadisha Hare Jaya Nishringadev Jaya Nishringadev Jaya Nishringadev Jaya Nishringadev Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Jaya Prahlad Maharaj Prabhupada 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 Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya Prabhupada Jaya. What is this? Some of the booties. Oh, glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. So normally we read from Srinamamrita, but since yesterday we did a glorification of Prabhupada. It's anniversary, 59th anniversary of chanting underneath the tree in Tompkins Square Park. I found some Leela and the Leelamrita. Here's the original plaque that the city of New York gave Mother Vani because they put a new one in because this one was getting weather beaten. So I read, this is from the Leelamrita from the day Srila Prabhupada chanted in 1966, October 9th. If it were risky for a 71-year-old man to thump a drum and shout so loud, then he would take that risk for Krishna. It was too good to stop. He had come far from Vrindavan, survived the non-Krishna Yoga Society, waited all winter in obscurity. America had waited hundreds of years with no Krishna chanting. No Hare Krishna had come from Thoreau's or Emerson's appreciations, though they had pored over English translations of the Gita and Puranas. And no kirtan had come from Vivekananda's famous speech on behalf of Hinduism at the World Parliament of Religions in Chicago in 1893. So now that he finally had Krishna Bhakti going, flowing like the Ganges to the sea, it could not stop. In his heart, he felt the infinite will of Lord Chaitanya to deliver the fallen souls. He knew this was the desire of Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his own spiritual master, even though the caste-conscious Brahmins in India would disapprove of his associating with such untouchables as these drug-mad American meat-eaters and their girlfriends. But Swamiji explained that he was in full accord with the scriptures. The Bhagavatam had clearly stated that Krishna consciousness should be delivered to all races. Everyone has a spiritual soul, and regardless of birth, they could be brought to the highest spiritual platform by chanting in the holy name. Never mind whatever sinful things they were doing, these people were perfect candidates for Krishna consciousness. Tompkins Square Park was Krishna's plan. It was also part of the earth, and these people were members of the human race, and the chanting of Hare Krishna was the dharma of the age. That's from Srila Prabhupada Leela Amrita 2, Planting the Seeds, Stay High Forever. And they chanted in the park. Allen Ginsberg was there for 3 hours. So walking back home in the early evening past the shops and crowded tenements, followed by more than a dozen interested new people from the park, the Swami again sustained occasional shouts and taunts. But those who followed him from the park were still feeling the aura of an ecstasy that easily tolerated a few taunts from the street. Prabhupada especially was undisturbed. As he walked with his head high, not speaking, he was gravely absorbed in his thoughts, and yet his eyes actively noticed people and places and exchanged glances with those whom he passed on his way along 7th Street, past the churches and funeral homes, across First Avenue to the noisy, heavily trafficked 2nd Avenue, and then down 2nd past liquor stores, coin laundries, delicatessens, past the Iglesia Alianza Christian Mission area, the Koh-i-Noor Intercontinental Restaurant Palace, then past the Church of the Nativity, and finally back home to number 26 2nd Avenue. There was a crowd of people from the park standing on the sidewalk outside the storefront, young people waiting for him to arrive and unlock the door to matchless gifts. They wanted to know more about the dance and chant and the elderly Swami and his disciples who had created such a beautiful scene in the park. They filled the storefront. Outside on the sidewalk, the timid or uncommitted loitered near the door or window, smoking and waiting or peering in and trying to see the paintings on the wall. Swamiji entered and walked directly to his dais and sat down before the largest gathering that had ever graced his temple. He spoke further of Krishna consciousness, the words coming as naturally as breathing, as he quoted the Sanskrit authority behind what they had all been experiencing in Tompkins Square Park. Just as they had all chanted today, he said, so everyone should chant always. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. So that was the day, 59 years ago yesterday. And here's the plaque commemorating that day. The city of New York, Mother Vani, campaigned with the city of New York to mark that place in Tompkins Square Park as a historic landmark, and the city investigated it and agreed. And they issued this plaque, and the current plaque is in Tompkins Square Park. If you enter 7th Street between Avenues A and B and go straight ahead, you'll see the tree there by the benches, and if you look up, you'll see a little tiny sign in the branches of the tree that say Hare Krishna tree. And if you look a little bit further beyond the tree, you'll see a semicircle of benches. And on the fence, you'll see the plaque on the fence behind the benches, because the city thought that it would be safer from vandalism if it was put there instead of right at the tree. And so 59 years ago today, Srila Prabhupada chanted there and spread Krishna consciousness all over the world. He marked that day as the beginning of the Hare Krishna movement in the West and his society. He said New York Times, I think the New York Times did an article on it. He said it's the most important newspaper in the world and the most important place in the world, New York City. And this is the mark of the beginning of his movement. Once in a while you hear devotees say, no, he first chanted in Washington Square Park. But we see that Prabhupada documented this as the first. And we look at that like we work in a flower shop, and we do weddings, and there's always a wedding rehearsal. Maybe it's a week before, the day before, and nobody remembers the date of the wedding rehearsal. It's the date of the wedding. So Prabhupada marked that day in Tompkins Square Park as the beginning of the Hare Krishna movement in the Western world, and the beginning of the chanting of the Hare Krishna mantra in the Western world. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
And now it's the month of Kartik. We'll sing the Dhammadarastika prayer. This morning, and at 7 o'clock tonight, we'll do a full translation of it. Also with the harmonium. Namam Nishvaram Sachidanandarupam Vasat Kundalam Gokule Vrajamanam Yashoda Biyalukalandavamanam Param Ristam Matyanta Toditya Gopya Vidantamurmurmitra Yutmam Rijantam Karam Bhojya Yugmena Satankanetram Mudusvasakam Pachire Kakakanta Stita Pranadamodaram Bhakti Bradam Itidriksvalilavirananda Kunde Svadoshami Majantam Matyapayantam Tadiyeshita Kishu Bhatterjitatman Puna Prematastam Shatariti Vande Varam Deva Moksham Namashavadimba Nachanyam Reneham Vere Shadapiya Idam Teva Purnata Gopala Bharam Sadamimanasya Avirastam Kimanyai Idam Te Mukam Bojam Madyantanile Vitam Kantalai Snigdaratasya Gopya Bhushchampitam Bimbaratanaramne Manasya Avirastam Alam Lakshalabai Namo Deva Damodarananta Vishnu Prasida Prabho Dukkha Jaladimannam Kripa Drusti Vityati Dinam Bhatayu Vihane Shamam Madhyam Vidyakshi Drishya Kuberit Majo Badam Mujaiva Yahadvat Twaya Mochita Bhakti Bhaja Kritaucha Tata Prema Bhaktim Svakam Neprayacha Namokshe Graha Mesti Damodareya Namaste Stu Damne Spuram Dipti Damne Vadiyadayata Vishvasya Damne Namaradikayai Twayai Priyayai Namo Nantalilaya Devaya Tunyam Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Jaya Radha Nida Amadara Radha Damadara Radhe Nitai Gora Haribo 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 Nitai Gora Haribo Prabhupada Prabhupada Jaya Jaya Prabhupada Shri Radha Damodar Gaur Premananda Shil Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories of the assembled devotees.
Hare Krishna.
And
Here's today's Mahaprashadam. Got a beautiful hot pink rose. They're called Pink Floyd roses. And in the praying hands is beautiful fragrant marigold from Lord Krishna's garden outside. And the kaju ladus. This one's mostly coconut and dates with almond flour and nuts and ghee. Shri Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Krishna, Jai Srila Prabhupada. I'll go to Srila Prabhupada. So have you been here the whole time, or did you just get on? Just wondering if there's any glitches in commenting. Bhakta Angel Prabhu. Oh, just got on, okay. So it seems to be working okay. There was somebody else on here, but they weren't identifying themselves. I think I know who that devotee was, but I can't find his devotee name. It's a hard one to pronounce. All right, so thanks for helping me get this back together. It seems to be working good. I'm thinking about trying that prasadam distribution out on Sunday. We'll make a bucket of Hall and some whipped cream, and I think I know the New York St. Mark's Oliver recipe to make too. Jayananda's recipe. Didn't hear the notification. Yeah, it's clear. You know what? I'll have to look. Maybe they've reset everything to I have to go into YouTube and reset the whole thing again. That's probably what happened. Allow notifications. It's not for children. That kind of whole rigmarole they make you go through. man. Halava, you can't go wrong with that. Yeah, I was talking to this devotee. They haven't done it for like maybe 15 years or so or something, but 10 years, 15. And he said they really like lasagna, but we're kind of reluctant to make like a prep like that. But I remember Bhakti Avatar's wife, she made us lasagna casserole one time. I mean, were you with me? You might have been with me that day. We had lasagna casserole, and her son was there, and I think we ate his lunch. He was looking at us kind of like he wasn't so happy of us being there at Bhakti Avatar's apartment in Queens. And didn't we get served lasagna casserole? So I learned how to make that, which is a lot easier than making lasagna. You boil some rigatoni noodles in one pot, you got sauce in the other, and you mix them all up, mix the two up when the pasta's like al dente, and then you put it in a baking pan, and then you put dollops of like ricotta cheese that you spiced up like in the Vedic way around it, and kind of like maybe slightly stirred in slightly, and then you just fill the top with cheese and put it in the oven. So anyway, this devotee told me they like that the best, but they also liked pakoras and samosas and halava, and he called it bread pudding. So we'll make that Jayananda recipe of halava with some whipped cream. You put whipped cream on it, you can't go wrong. But Hare Krishna, no, I've never been to his home. God, I thought it was you. I'm trying to think who it might have been. It's just an apartment, 2-bedroom apartment, over by the Van Wyck, right by Shea Stadium. So I think we'll start with the halava and then see how that goes, and then we'll make killer yellow, that corn, fried potato, cabbage, and fried paneer, fried curd sabji with the turmeric and hang in it, and real buttery. Maybe cauliflower pakoras with some tomato chutney, and see how it goes. If it's easy to do, or if it's timely enough, because we don't have a lot of time. I'm working full time to kind of go and like we can distribute like in an hour. But it looks like Mother Vani talked to the person. Yeah, we love it when people come. We have a lot of people we feed daily, open 7 days a week. So just drive up to the parking lot in front and bring your meals in the front door into the cafeteria and set up and start distributing it. Get the Lord's mercy flowing and Krishna Prasad. Here's a quote I keep in the den. It's on the air conditioner here. It says, look at it every day. Preaching is more important than management. Just because you are preaching nicely and distributing so much prasadam, the management will follow like a shadow, and Krishna will send you no end of help. Letter to Satsvarup, November 21st, 1971. Oh, really? That's interesting. That's probably what Madhu Pandit did with Akshar Patra. Probably had that quote in mind. I should ask him if I get a chance sometime. Kitchery probably could have went there, yeah?
That's right. Okay, Shri Shri Radha Munira, Radha Govinda, Gaur Premanand Shri Prabhupada Ki Jai. All glories to some of the devotees. See you tonight at 7 p.m. for Damodar Astaka prayer. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Bhakti Angel and all the assembled devotees.